There's just some hair textures that you can look at, and before you even begin, you already know it's going to be fire, and this was definitely one of them. So my name is Andre Morales. I've been a barber for about 9 years, and in those 9 years, I've been teaching people how to cut hair and how to build their barber business. So my goal with this video is to show you guys how I do a clean high taper with a nice textured top. And you might notice my voice is a little raspy. I'm a little under the weather, but we're going to still push this P and give you guys this value. So we're going to start off by trimming the top first, starting in the front. Now we wanted a nice decent trim because my client was going on vacation. So we're taking off about a ½ inch and we're going to go straight back. And I'm coming straight down the middle because this is going to be my reference point when trimming his left and right side. And I'm being sure that every time I take a section going back, that I'm taking a little of the section that I previously had cut, so that way we have a guideline that we're following. So now we can see we're just going to match that right side into that middle section. Super simple, super easy. His hair is not very long, so there's not a lot of sectioning that we have to do here. Now we're going to the parietal ridge, and this will finish up his right side of the trim. And there's some haircuts that I like to start off with the trim first, because just like when we do a buzz cut, we always start by cutting it down and then doing the fade. Same scenario here. I want to know exactly what I'm blending into, so I'm trimming it first and then we'll blend into it. So now what I'm doing here is I'm going to take horizontal sections moving forward, and I'm just going to point cut. What this is going to do is add texture to the hair, so that way once we dry it and style it, it'll have some nice movement and not be as straight and flat. So I'm cutting in between the hairs. I'm not cutting big chunks, just slightly. So as you can see, I'm pulling up. I'm cutting right in between the hairs. And really what texture is minor uneven cuts, right? Those uneven cuts are what's going to make it look, you know, a little more flowy, have a little more movement. So that's what we're going for here, and we're going to do that all the way forward. But if you guys are enjoying this video so far and feel like it's adding value, I have some good news. So I actually have an online training program where I teach barbers a little more in depth, a little more one-on-one in our community, how to take their hair cutting skills to a whole nother level with a system of cutting that provides efficiency and quality every single time. So if that's something you're interested in, you can go ahead to the link in the description and tap on Dre Clipper Hands Academy, and it'll take you directly to the website explaining a little more all the online training program entails. And I hope to see you in the community. Again, link in the description. So all we're doing here is drying the hair, and as you can see, I'm allowing the hair to dry in its natural pattern, allowing it to lay how it wants. And now we're gonna get into the taper. So with this high taper, we want to establish our bald line at the end of the eyebrow and where the ear connects to the head. And the reason we're doing a high taper as opposed to like a mid or a low is because his arch area isn't super dense, right, or dark. So just to get rid of it, we're just gonna do a high taper. It'll give it a nice clean look, and that way we don't have to worry about trying to make his arch area super pronounced. Now we're gonna come in with our clipper lever all the way open, and we're going up about a ½ inch. I would say that's equivalent to a finger's width, and we're gonna start working our way up. And now to get rid of the line in between, I'm coming in closed, and I'm going to open up that lever little by little. And we're doing the same thing with the beard, because really all a beard blend is a reverse taper, meaning in the opposite direction. So now we're going to come in with our one guard open, and we're going up about a ½ inch once again above that line. Being sure to not take it up super high. We want to have nice, clean, consistent guidelines, so that way we can have a nice, clean, consistent blend. And now we're going to come in with our 2-guard lever all the way open. And with this, we're not trying to create too harsh of a guideline. We want to come out in a scoop out motion because we want to try to transition this into the sides as much as possible, right? So that way when we come in with clipper over comb or shear over comb, it's a little easier. And now we're going to start blending down. So we have our 1.5 open here, and then you'll see me close up that lever little by little. And you can see this taper start to take effect. And the goal is to get through your steps as efficiently as you can. And then, you know, if you have time towards the end, really put that detail and that little flare on it, so that way you can have the Instagram quality haircut. And now we're dropping down to our 1/2 guard. Again, lever open. And we'll close that little by little. And a lot of you guys ask me, like, Jay, what does it mean when you say little by little? So all I mean is that lever, when we start off open, I'll close it notch by notch, meaning I'm moving that lever closer and closer to the clipper closed when I want to take more hair off, right? And sometimes a lot of this is learned through practice. So you guys will see when you take these steps and apply it to an actual haircut that you are doing, you'll kind of develop what they call a barber's eye. So you'll look at something and you'll be like, man, I need to come in with the lever halfway here. I need to come in with my 1/2 guard here. So that's something that's developed through repetition. So that's why sometimes it's hard to understand it just by watching. But when you take what I say and you apply it to what you're doing in real life, you know, it should apply pretty efficiently. So now we have the 4 guard, but you'll notice with that 4 guard, I wanted to debulk behind the ear just a little bit, because most people don't like a lot of hair behind the ear. And what debulking the area also does is make it a lot easier to get a nice sharp line on the neck area as well. And as you can see, we're doing some clipper over comb just to transition that blend into the sides a little better. And you could use bigger guards going up little by little, but clipper over comb, I believe, cuts better and more efficiently as well. And now we're going to get into the other side, following the same exact system, starting off with that bald line, and then we'll move on to our lever all the way open. Now, while you guys kind of watch me do this side and apply that same exact system, I know a lot of people who watch my channel are new barbers or people trying to learn how to cut hair. Right now, if you're looking to make barbering a career, one thing that I feel like you need to place importance on as well is posting content. All right, I say it all the time, man. Posting content and barbering should go hand in hand. Right now, we're not posting content and we're not posting videos for the sake of gaining followers, but we're posting content and making videos for the sake of providing more opportunity. Right now, if you look at you guys watching me right now, none of you guys will know who I am if I didn't put a camera in front of what I do every single day. Right? And as a byproduct of me putting a camera in front of what I do, I've been able to reach people just like you and many others and build a platform and a following along with that, which has been super beneficial, right? It's provided me with networking opportunities, and what it does is when you build a platform around what you do, people view you in a certain light as having a level of expertise, right? So I'm able to teach and I'm able to just leverage what I've done in such a bigger way than just cutting behind the chair and that's it, right? So if you're a new barber, I really encourage you, even if you don't feel like your haircuts are where you want them to be, to post the content, post the process, post the journey, because you don't have to position yourself as an expert, right? You could picture you can portray yourself as someone who is figuring it out, right? And people resonate that, people relate with that, and they'll follow you along the journey from beginner up until now. It's really what I did when I started making content. I started at the end of barber school up until now, which is like 5 years later, and a lot of you guys have been watching me since then, You know what I'm saying? And now I would consider myself to have a level of expertise or value that I could share, but at the beginning I didn't, right? Because I was just getting started. So it's all about getting started right where you are, okay? Because posting content is just going to provide you with more opportunity, with the potential to make more money later on, and build a platform and a following along with that, okay? And now we're getting into the neck taper. So I established my bald line. Now we're coming in with that lever all the way open. And then we're going to move on to our 1 guard open, 2 guard open, per usual. And what also posting content did is, as many of you guys know, I'm opening up my shop here, hopefully within the next few months. And I will say that this process has been a lot easier as far as acquiring new barbers, because a lot of the new barbers who I would hire have watched me, have grown with me, right? And the benefit of that is those people have seen the mindsets that I have, the standard that I run my business as. So already it's kind of like a free training or free weeding of people out, because you know, the people who are following me and want to work with me already know the kind of mentality and business I want to run, right? So that's another benefit, is you'll attract people who are like-minded, who are on the same path and the same vision as you, which is super beneficial, especially in this process of looking to hire barbers for my barbershop. You know, it's not a lot of guesswork. You know, these people that are inquiring know what I stand on, and they're in line with that, which really helps. So again, posting content just gives you opportunity. It gives you so much leverage, which is what it's all about. It's that leverage, having the advantage, and doing what we can to stay on top of that. So now we have our 4 guard, which is the biggest guard that we're going to use. But as you can see, I'm not taking that 4 guard super high. I'm staying below that occipital bone, or that bone that tends to stick out in the back. And now to clean up that blend a little more, we're going to come in with some clipper over comb. So again, you want to flare out that comb, and any hair sticking out, we're going to go ahead and get rid of. Same thing on the other side, and that blend into the bulk on the sides and back is looking super clean. And now we're going to get into lining up the nape and neck area. So I'm being careful to not take this neckline super high above the ear. I want to keep it as natural as possible. And now we're just going to follow that down all the way to the bottom of the neck. And this is really going to frame out that taper and make it pop. And boom, that thing is looking super clean. Now we're going to come to the other side and do the same exact thing. And you can see what I'm talking about, why I wanted to lower the area behind the ear with the 4 guard. It's catching the line much nicer, and there's not as much hair that the clipper or the trimmer needs to fight through. So the line will last a little longer, it'll pop a little bit more. And now here's just a far view of me trying to blend the sides a little better with some thinning shear over comb. But the shape of this cut is looking super nice. And you can see at this point, man, I'm locked in. I'm feeling confident with how this haircut is coming out. And that's what having a system of cutting does, right? Is it builds confidence, because I know exactly what I'm doing every step of the way. Now we're going to get into that next step, which is the lineup, which is going to bring everything together. So I sprayed a light amount of holding spray or hairspray, and now we're starting in the middle and working towards his right corner and then his left corner. And I like the lineup on this specific client better than keeping it natural, because I feel like it just sharpens everything up, makes it look clean. Kind of a mini Edgar in a way, but not really. And now we're going into that corner, and you can see what lining up that corner into the vertical bar does. It really makes it look a lot stronger, a lot fuller. And little by little, man, this haircut is coming together very nicely. And now we are going to sauce up the vertical bars to make it look a little darker, to make it pop. Because again, that area is light naturally on him, because when his hair gets short, it gets very blonde. And now we're going to line up under the beard. So we didn't want to take off too much length with the beard. We're just going to frame out the bottom and then line up the top, keeping it as natural as we possibly can. And don't think I was lacking. Both sides of the taper and lineup is hitting. It wasn't just one side. I just didn't get a chance to record the other. But so far, man, this haircut is coming together nicely. I'm feeling good, looking good. But if you guys desire to have that system of cutting that builds that confidence, again, I think investing in Dre Clipper Hands Academy is for you. And if you're looking to do it, link is in the description. So now we're going to line up the beard. So we're starting at the bottom, and then we'll go to the top and meet those 2 points in the middle. And all we're doing is cleaning it up, trying to give it that nice shape because it is pretty blonde. Boom. Now you can see a line. And what we're going to do to style it is add some texturizing powder, followed by some level 3 texturizing cream. And we're just going to work that through the hair. It's really going to bring out that shear work that we did in the beginning. And really no technique here. I'm just putting it in, kind of twirling it around with my hands, trying to give it that PC textured look. Now you can see when I turn my client around, it is laying nice on the crown. Here's a zoom up of that right side. That thing is looking clean. Now you know you got to always show the client the mirror. You got to get that reaction. But this haircut suits my client very well with the nice high taper, neck taper, texture, lineup. We just got my man together. If this video helped you in any way, shape, or form, make sure you hit that like and subscribe button. And again, if you want more in-depth education, I'm investing in my online training program, Dre Clipper Hands Academy. Link is in the description. But like always, I appreciate y'all, and I will catch you guys next time. Peace.